All right. Oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. But I'm always ready because it's a feel good Friday. Hold on, guys. Welcome. We are live. I believe we are live. Shout out to all my folks over there in YouTube. God bless you. Hold on, before we get special shout out to my folks over there in YouTube. I just said that. Uh, Good morning. God bless. Check this out. You know what it is. It's a feel good Friday. It is Friday, March the 14th, 2025. 3 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. The chat room is open. This show is live. You can call in. The number is 570-982-6950. Okay, like, share, follow, subscribe. Hold on, I'm gonna get it together right now. Like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team on all social media platforms. 9 years strong. We're staying here. We're 100% committed to this show. Hold on, I'm not ready yet, but just give me a second. Listen, blessings to all your family, your friends. We hope everyone's doing okay out there in these streets, in these New York streets, PA streets, wherever streets you're from. We hope that your family's okay. Uh, this is where you get your morning love. But I'm getting ready. This is where you get your morning love. But most importantly, the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Okay, Cindy, be there in the moment. To the ambassador of the chat room, that is George. We see. Okay, give me a second. Let me just get it together. Hold on 1 second. And I forgot my water. And I forgot everything. Okay, here we go. Start off like this. Cindy's coming in the building. Hopefully her microphone's fixed because her microphone was damaged yesterday and she was talking. So let's get it. So what's the breaking news so far? Okay, one of the co-founders of the group in Vogue, Dawn Robinson, who we love to death. Y'all remember Dawn Robinson? She also was in Lucy Pearl, right? She made an announcement on social media the other day that she's living in her car. So now everybody's chiming in on this whole situation, right? So here goes Jermaine Dupri's take on it. Y'all listen to this real quick. And, and I want you guys' take on it. Something that you should even think about if you don't have no money, okay, right? And I'm bringing this up because Dawn, when she was telling the story in her car today about her living in her car for the last 3 years, she said, I was telling my assistant, and when she said that, I said, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It changed my whole vibe of what I was watching because ain't no goddamn way she got an assistant. And he ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. Yeah, Mr. Watson, when you ain't got no money and you out here just doing what you got to do, you do by yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You moving around by yourself. Ain't nobody getting ready to sit up under you and just kick it for nothing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it might be some people that will stick there for a little bit, but 3 years having an assistant is not something. It was her choice to be in the car. I saw somebody send a message to say, Jermaine, Monica. Boy, this is big news. Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Dawn Robinson, formerly of the group in Vogue, and also formerly of the group Lucy Pearl. Remember those hits that they made? I want the thing. You remember the song? I can't remember the song. Y'all put number one if y'all remember that. Lucy Pearl hit with Raphael Sadiq. And who else was on that? Muhammad, right? From Tribe Called Quest. I forgot his name. So she made news the other day when she announced from her car that she's been living in her car for the last 3 years. It was a choice that she made because she wanted to live this particular lifestyle. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. LaShawn Oliver, thank you so much. You know, it's nothing but love. LaShawn, thank you. You definitely, you and all the others, definitely one of my sisters in the game. That's not my biological. So Dawn Robinson, right? She went online and she said that she made the choice of sleeping in her car for the last 3 years. She also said that she had a falling out with Lucy Pearl because she needed to pay her mortgage back in the day. Good morning, Desiree. She needed to pay her mortgage back in the day, and they didn't have any bread for her. She also talked about how bad the contracts were when they were 20 years ago, when In Vogue was at its plateau, when they was one of the most successful R&B groups out here in the streets. Good morning, WM, my guy. He's the guy that eats his eggs. He doesn't refrigerate his eggs. He's a real man. And And when she shared that story, guys, we talked before Cindy come in the room, we're talking about Dawn Robinson, who made the announcement that she was sleeping in her car for the last 3 years, one of the co-founders of the group In Vogue, which, by the way, In Vogue is still out there in these streets working. I wonder what was the relationship with Dawn. I'm hearing online that she was very difficult to work with. She left the band because she wanted more money, and the money wasn't there. So she left the band and she went over to Lucy Pearl. She had a contract dispute with them. She didn't get their money over there. So basically, she was going through the same mistake twice. Who I've done that in my life. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. You guys have done the same mistake over and over again, expecting different results. That's happened to me. Now for her, Shaheed, good morning, God bless. And Shaheed, thanks for the text yesterday, that encouraging, heartfelt text that you sent to me. I appreciate you for that. And I think before we get back into the Dawn thing, I think us men need to communicate our feelings more to each other like you did to me yesterday. And I appreciate you for that. And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. Why men have a struggle of sharing their true feelings to other men. Shaheed Johnson articulated a feeling that he had, a thought that he had from our past and from our future yesterday to me, and I thought that that was really nice, and I responded back to him. And why? And there go my nephew. What's going on? And why do men have a issue communicating their true feelings with each other? We need to talk about that before City comes into the room. Back to Dawn Robinson. She chose to live in a car for 3 years, which, by the way, is a lifestyle, right? Go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go on all these social media platforms, and you see people actually living in their RVs, in their cars, and they choose this. They choose to live like this. Now, she's done that, and I think she's probably done that very successfully. She made an announcement the other day that she was sleeping in her car. And let me tell you something. It took a lot. It took a lot for her to say that. Remember, I don't know if you saw the video. Go back and look at the video. Type in Dawn Robinson saying she's sleeping in a car. And she said in her car, she goes, I'm sleeping in my car. I live in my car. And then she goes, oh, what a relief. I don't believe I said that. That's what she said. And to me, that shows you have to be so courageous to let someone know that publicly, especially when she's in the public figure and people know her. And for her to say that she's sleeping in the car, for me, that took a lot. And for her to 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 say this, like I thought like of myself, and I'm like, wow, man, I've been in those type of situations, and I've been homeless, and I've been out in the streets, and like I was like, wow, Dawn, man, like you're my hero right now for even sharing that. Now, how did you get yourself in that position? Now, like she said, she chose to do this. She chose to live in her car. Now, let's do the math on that. Let's do the math on that. But let me ask you this question, chat room. Have you ever slept in your car overnight? Just the overnight joint. Like say I know back in my day I had like where you maybe you had too much to drink and you was hanging out and you pulled your car over and you went to sleep. Put it on one chat room if you've done that. Put it on one chat room if you slept in your car for more than 2 hours. And put it on one chat room if you ever, Sean, you never slept in your car? No one's never slept in their car overnight? For me? No one slept in a car? LaShawn, no. Put it on one chat room if you slept in the car overnight. Put it on one chat room if you was twisted like Harvey and you pulled over. I remember one time I was twisted and I was driving and I was on 80 westbound heading back to Pennsylvania, and there was a stop, a truck stop, and I pulled over and I slept for hours. I pulled over that truck stop. Uh, Maybe about 1 in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I slept all the way until like 9 o'clock the next morning. And if you haven't slept in the car, I strongly suggest, like a lot of y'all talking about y'all never slept in the car. What's wrong with you people? If you haven't slept in the car, I still strongly suggest that you do. Now, if you're gonna sleep in the car, like Dawn, let's think about it. Let's think about it. You have to be somewhere safe if you're gonna sleep in the car. I slept in the car. You have to go somewhere where it's a lot of light and there's still some activity. Like if you're gonna sleep in the car, it's gotta be like maybe a Walmart or a supermarket, something where there's a lot of activity, like exit on the highway. But don't get me wrong, that could be very dangerous. I'm not advocating for sleeping in the car. I'm just saying a lot of y'all have cars out there, and in your adult life, you never slept in a car. I don't understand how, as an adult, you never slept in your car. But that's none of my business. Some of y'all said you never slept in the car. Put it on one chat room if you slept in the car. I'm the only one in this chat room that slept in the car overnight. But let's think about the lifestyle. Let's think about the lifestyle of sleeping in a car. Shout out to Dawn Robinson who shared this. Now, how she got there is a whole different situation. I'm not here to judge. We all go through situations in our lives and we don't share it with anybody, especially people we know. And to share something publicly like this, I have to drop a dime on her, and it's so encouraging to do that. Let's get back to sleeping in the car. And for some of you guys, Sister Soldier, you slept in the car, right? Oh, Young enough, have you ever slept in the car overnight? Shaheed Johnson, have you ever slept in the car overnight? She slept in the car for 3 years. Now let's do the math. Let's do the math. If Dawn Robinson of the group In Vogue slept in the car for 3 years, let's do the math on that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. W.M. Dixon is the only real one in this chat room that slept in the car like Harvey. What is wrong
What?
with you people? None of you people, as an adult, some of you people 45 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old like me, and you have never, ever pulled over and slept in your car
No, nobody's talking about pulling over.
or sleeping in the car, period. I'm shocked that W.M. Dixon and myself are the only ones that slept in the car. Now, Dawn Robinson, I'll ask Cindy. There goes Cindy, guys. Let's show Cindy some love. And Cindy, how are you? I'm going to get to you in a second.
That's fine.
Dawn Robinson has made a conscious decision to go public to let folks know that she's sleeping in the car for the last 3 years. Lead singer of In Vogue from back in the day, and also Lucy Pearl. She had a lot of contractual problems that led her to this. And you heard Jermaine Dupri. He said in her video, she said she tried to reach out to her assistant to try to help her out. Now, if you got it, he's right. If you have an assistant, what the hell are you doing sleeping in the car? Now that's another thing. And will the hip hop royalty and nation come to the rescue of Dawn Robinson? We'll get to those questions in a minute. Everybody, SennyJ is our beloved, is on the line. Cindy, first question. W.M. Dixon and I are the only two people evidently in this chat room has pulled over and fell asleep in the car. I fell asleep in the car because I was drinking and I was drunk as hell and I couldn't drive. And there was a rest stop. Thank God for Jesus. I pull over to the rest stop thing and I slept for like 9 hours. I slept all morning, woke up refreshed. Thank God I had a pee cup in my car because I used the bathroom in the car and kept it pushing. Went and grabbed something to eat. Cindy J, before we get into the Dawn Robinson situation, I got a question to ask. But first of all, before I ask that question, how are you, young lady?
I'm doing great. Morning, everybody.
SennyJ, no one's in this chat room other than WM Dixon and myself has slept in a car at least overnight or over 2 to 3 hours. Cindy, have you ever slept in a car before we get into the Dawn Robinson situation? At least over 3 hours or overnight, pulled over on some drunk shit and fell asleep like WM Dixon and myself. Oh, Sister Soldier was another one. She's another. That's why she's Sister Soldier. She's a soldier. She slept in the car as well. Cindy J, have you ever in your adult life, and you young as hell, how old are you? 36, 37? You're still young. 38, I don't know how old you are. I forgot how old you are.
Wow.
Cindy,
Oh,
you ever
shit.
slept in the car overnight?
Yes, I slept. Well, not. It wasn't overnight, but it was probably like a few hours. I've driven because I was too tired and just pulled over.
Some these people in the chat room said they've never slept in a car.
Because I think it's the way you're presenting it. Everybody has. If you do long drives, you've slept in the car. Everybody does. That's why there's rest areas. So to say nobody slept in a car, well, maybe you haven't, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But
Uh,
there is
um,
something to be said for somebody living in their car for 3 years, not by choice.
all right. Well, Vanetta, thank you. Right, you're right. I wasn't reading the comments. You said some. I take that back. Some of these folks have slept in their car. Um, City. Dawn Robinson has chosen the lifestyle of sleeping in her car for the last 3 years. And I thought about you, Cindy J, because remember, guys, Cindy was like, yo, I'm about to be about that RV life, and I'm about to go purchase something, and I'm gonna just drive and live in the RV. Now, so I think
Word.
sometimes let's do the math on that. You're eliminating. Let's go through the expenses first before we get into the Dawn Robinson story. Let's get into the expenses. You live in your car. Doesn't that eliminate the rent or the mortgage ASAP right then and there?
Word right there.
That's there, right? So let's say the average rent and mortgage is 15. Now, let's say 2,000 a month. Let's go to 2,000. Let's go straight to 2,000. How about that, thing?
Okay.
That's $2,000 of rent and mortgage right back in your pocket. What else, Cindy? What other expenses before we get into the door? And welcome to the show, guys. The only place on earth where you get your morning start, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team with the Queen Cindy. Now, Cindy, remember, guys, is well versed on this. She studied it. She was really about that, getting it, purchasing a van and all that stuff. Cindy, can you share your knowledge with the group about possibly living or sleeping in an RV or in a car? Because Because you know why? If shit hit the fan over here, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no problems living in no car.
Oh my God, Sean. No, a lot of people do. I mean, it's all depends. You have to live a minimalist lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You don't have stuff, and that's the thing. A lot of people can't give up their stuff, right? That's why people make a business with storage units because people still want to keep their stuff, and I don't have any room for it, so I'm gonna put it over here, and they don't see it for years and forget about it. You don't need all that stuff. So first thing you got to do is downsize tremendously.
Right.
And then, yeah, you save on utilities, you save on rent, mortgage, you save on, everything. The only thing you have to worry about is eating out and taking showers. But
Penny,
that's
this
why,
young Penny, this young lady, excuse me for cutting you up. This young lady on Instagram who was living in her car, because obviously I looked up about folks living in a car. You know what she does? She lives in her car. She parks in a well-lit area, right, throughout the city that she lives in. She says she feels safe. She has a gym membership thing, and every morning she goes to the gym, and at night, and that's where she get her showers on. City
yeah.
was like, wait a minute. Listen, she's a young girl. She doesn't have no kids, and I mean, all that plays into that whole factor. But see, I said,
There
why?
are
Because I
people
was
that do
thinking,
it with
like,
their
how are these
there.
folks doing this? And for her to say, yeah, I got a gym membership. My membership is like $12 a month. I go there, every day to shower and get ready to go to work. It's like, this is brilliant. What? So you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So
Oh, you
welcome to the show, Cindy. If you got that Dawn Robinson story, I would appreciate that. But Cindy, the young lady said that she goes to the gym, she works out,
mm-hmm.
she showers, right, Cindy? She
Sean,
go.
of course, I know. I mean, none of that is, I mean, I don't think any of that is, I mean, it should be more normalized, to be honest. But of course, you have to fuel the propaganda machine. Everybody needs a house. You need this, you need that. But you don't. And the life, what they're paying people out here does not facilitate that. So, but I think what the big thing is with Dawn is that it's not by choice. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that she has to do this because, you know, she doesn't have any money. Like, I don't know. Um, but no, we can get into the story.
Thank you, and welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ. You know how we get down, and you know how we give it up in the morning. Let's go, Senny. Let's go.
um Dawn Robinson, a former member of the 1990s R&B group En Vogue, has been living in her car for over 3 years. In a video posted to YouTube, she opened up about why she chose to pursue car life and explained how she hopes her vulnerability can help inspire others who are in dire situations. She's like, people are like, you shouldn't talk about it because you're a celebrity. And what if they judge you? So, what if they judge me? Life is life. She said, part of being human is being vulnerable. She said, for the past 3 years, I've been living in my car. And then she said it like it was like such a relief. Like she was so happy to get it off of her chest. She said her aim is to inspire others. Oh, okay. And let people know that they are capable of anything, no matter what the odds are against you. She said she had been living with her parents and like things were getting bad with her mom. So she made the decision to leave and ended up sleeping in her car for about a month. She said one of her co-managers at the time urged her to move to LA, telling her he'd help her find a place to stay. She said after 8 months of living in a hotel, she cut ties when she realized that he wasn't really trying to help her out. She's like, sometimes I think people want to trap you and keep you in a situation when you're vulnerable. She said she got out of there. And then she said in 2022, she packed her car up and drove to Malibu to begin her car life. She says, I don't regret it. The first night was scary. And then she was like, then I learned the in and outs. You got to cover your windows and avoiding talking to certain people. And she said, I felt free. It was so different. And I felt like I was on a camping trip. It just felt like it was the right thing to do. She said, I'm learning who I am as a person, as a woman. And we say we can't do certain things that we know we're capable of. And she said, I'm glad I chose this life because I needed to go through this fire. And basically, she said she's challenging people to do things that are scary and urging people to go out there and be free and push yourself. So I guess she wants to live like this. Okay, go Dawn. So it's not a money thing.
I
She
wanna.
wants this, she wants this life.
Let's get Cindy. I'm gonna give Dawn Robinson a round of applause.
Clap it up for Dawn.
Come on, listen. I love this. I love this. This woman is like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna live in my car, and this is gonna be my lifestyle, and this is what it is. I'm freeing myself. I'm getting to know myself. It was scary in the beginning, and now she's adjusted to living in her car. Now, because she made this announcement, Cindy, will she be able to now live in her car? Because people gonna try to find her. Like, how does that work? Like, you just the flip side of this is you expose yourself now. So now,
Maybe she shouldn't have let everybody know. They're gonna be
right,
looking for her car.
right. And And let's go with the domino effect of this. The group in Vogue, I think they're still out there as a group, still, doing shows. I mean, you might want to Google that. I don't want to, I don't want to give the wrong information, but I think that the group is still out there literally working every day. And as the group and as her former co-workers, how does that reflect on the group out there singing every day or whatever they're touring, and knowing that one of their members, and one, not by the way, one of the founding members, chooses to sleep in the car. Cindy, do you think that reflects anything on the group? Like, should the group make a statement like, hey, you know what, we got love for Dawn, we can't work with her no more, but we hope, all is well with her. You think that maybe some of the old members of the group should step up and say something about this? Or should they mind their business?
No. Well, what? Well, she's not in the group anymore, so no, they shouldn't say anything. So, and there was a story, I think, but I don't think this is necessarily is an issue about money. She's saying she wants to live like this. So, I mean, nobody should really say anything. She's saying that it's freeing. I mean, it is a very freeing lifestyle. Like, you can pick up. Is it for everybody? No. But for people that are like drowning in bills, can't keep up, like, and don't have any ties, like you don't have a career per se that's tying you to a certain area, don't have older parents to take care of or whatever, you don't have all these limitations, why are you, you know so I think that it's good. I don't think they need to say anything. I think
Right.
people need to know.
Especially like, say, if you don't have any kids or nothing like that, you know what I mean? Like, right. If you free that way.
There are people that do it with their kids.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Listen, go on YouTube. Yeah, they homeschool their kids and then they travel. I mean, of course, a lot of them have RVs, but there are some people who start out with just their car till they save up enough money and then they do like little buses or get RVs. But people do it with their kids too. Hey, do what you got to do. I
Well,
feel it.
Cindy, don't you think that this might have been a very important announcement that she made for folks that were on the cusp of making a decision to live this lifestyle? That maybe this might have pushed them over, like, wow, she's doing it. I'm going to make a decision to live in my car or my RV, or the people who are living in their cars right now, that heard this announcement, to give them more encouragement to do what they do. Maybe this woman on the flip side has started this whole this movement that we know that exists, but maybe take it to a whole nother level where, Cindy, next thing you know, you're gonna see people making announcements on TikTok and YouTube, you know what I'm saying, come out, former like artists and sport figures. Yeah, I live in my car too. Like, it might spark a movement that we might get another celebrity that we used to love 20, 30 years ago. Like, yo, you know what? I'm parked right next to Dawn. And I'm also, I also live in my car. This could start a whole new movement. That's why I applaud this young lady for making the decision with so much courage to say, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing and this is who I am. And God bless you, Dawn, and keep doing what you're doing. And be safe out there on those streets. Literally. I don't know how that affects you now that you made this public announcement and the whole nation is talking about this. But yo, I'm with you. Start your movement, and you never know where this could take you. I'm telling you, she could be an advocate. This could be, Cindy said it all the time. Remember the guys back in COVID when everybody was dying and everybody was scared, and Cindy goes, this could be an opportunity to make some money. And might be possibility. This might be the possibility of Dawn making some money, maybe starting a union, maybe starting some type of association of people who live in their cars association, pay dues, have meetings, meet up. You know what I'm saying, Cindy? I mean, I might be reaching with this, but you never know. That's all I'm saying. Welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake up team with the Queen SennyJ. Put a number one if you had no place to go. Would you live in your car? Okay, Senny. Then I ask you guys this question. I ask you guys this question. This Senny come back. And then I want to know why men have a hard time articulating their true feelings with each other. Let me ask you this question. Would you, if you had a choice, Shawn, you are late. What am I late about? I'm not in the chat room. I'm not even reading the chat room. What was Sister Soldier? What am I late about? I think we started the show at 8:03. I might be a little late with that. The next question. God forbid if you had to leave your place where you live and you had a choice. And shout out to my niece Shannon Berry. Shout out to Kathy, KG. Yeah, God bless y'all. And guys, if you're not doing nothing tomorrow night, we're at the Jetport. We're at the Jetport Plus here and down in the next town over in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7. We're at the Jetport. I'm hosting. We got a hilarious lineup, and I'm closing act is the old school hamburger. Next question. God forbid if you had to leave your residence for whatever reason, you had to move out. Would you rather live in your car for, let's say, 2 weeks? No, for 30 days until you get another place. Would you rather live in your car or live with a pain in the ass relative or friend? That would be the choice before we move on to our next story. Let's keep this real gangster. Would you rather live in your car for a month until you get your next place than move in with a relative or a friend that you can't deal with? Would you rather live in the car for 30 days until you get your apartment or your house than live with a relative or a friend that you can't stand or deal with? Cindy, ask me that question and I will give you my answer, ma'am.
Shawn, would
Yes,
you
ma'am.
rather live in your car
30 days.
for 30 days than live with a family member or a friend that you can't stand?
I'd rather live in the car for 30 days until I get my place of residence than deal with someone that don't want me there, that's a pain in the ass to me, that's disturbing my peace. I will sleep in that car for 30 days to protect my peace. SennyJ, let me ask you this question before we move on. Would you rather live in a car for 30 days than live with someone that you can't stand or deal with for those same 30 days? Are you living with them or are you staying in that 2003 Subaru you used to have back in the day with the big windows in the back? Remember that Subaru? It was green.
Yes, I remember. And I love that car. And yes, I would live in it.
Thank you.
Happily.
Thank
Happily.
you. Thank you.
Happily.
Put a number one in the chat room if you're willing to sleep in your car for 30 days. For 30 days. Until you get your place. Because you're going to get your place in 30 days. Or would you stay with someone that don't want you there, that's causing all type of havoc and disturbing your peace? Put a number one in the chat room if you're willing to sleep in your car for 30 days. Or will you go over to somebody's house that don't want you there? Put a number two if that's the case. Yes, Cindy, what's your next story? God bless. What's his man? What Lee said, I'm dealing with the person. Fuck that. He said, fuck that. It's too hot in Texas. Really, nephew? You going out like that? You rather deal with it's too hot in Texas. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You rather deal, it's too hot in Texas. You got AC in the car, bro. And what's the temperature at night? It's got to be a breezy 62 degrees that night. That's comfortable to sleep in the car. I know because I've had I slept in the car. You willing to tolerate that? You willing to stay with somebody that don't want you there? That's gonna be a pain in the ass and cause you havoc for 30 days? I'll sleep in my car. Cindy, what else you got?
Okay, yeah.
Put a number one in the chat room if you sleep. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put you all to work. I need to see the hearts in the chat room. Let's go back to the old days. Where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, where the hearts at in the chat room? Hey, turn down. Cindy said no. Turn down for what?
Remember what happened last time. Okay, so American Airlines, okay, plane catches fire after landing in Denver. The passengers are evacuated. What's going on? An American Airlines plane caught fire at Denver International Airport Thursday night, forcing passengers to evacuate by slide. American Airlines Flight 1006 from Colorado Springs on a Boeing landed in Denver around 5:15, diverting from its planned destination of Dallas after the crew reported engine vibrations. After landing safe, and there was smoke was visible after a fire broke out. After landing safely and taxiing to the gate at Denver International, the flight experienced an engine-related issue. The 172 customers and 6 crew members deplaned and are being relocated to the terminal. They said they thank their crew members, team, and first responders for their quick and decisive action with the safety of everyone on board and the ground. The FAA said it's going to investigate the incident. Boeing declined to comment, of course, referring people's questions to American Airlines. The airport confirmed firefighters extinguished the fire. No injuries were reported. The engine fire is the latest in a series of high-profile aviation incidents that have raised questions about U.S. aviation safety. And of course, we're still waiting to find out what happened January 29th, when that American Airlines regional jet and the Army helicopter crashed and killed 67 people. 67. What's going on with that? Nobody got the black box yet. We don't have no recordings of what was heard, who tried to do what. And I don't know, it's weird because it doesn't seem like it's a big issue, but it seems like it's all happening, you know? It seems like it's, or I don't know if like these things have been happening. They're just highlighting them now because it's like trendy in the news.
Dilo Mathis, you'd rather be a squatter than sleep in your car or someone with, no, it's no of squatters. It's one choice. You either sleep in your car for 30 days or you deal with a person that don't want you around that's causing you havoc for 30 days. One or the other. One or the other, Dilo. Which one you doing? And if some of y'all are choosing to stay with someone that y'all don't want to stay with in 30 days, there's something mentally wrong with you. I know it's something mentally wrong with me.
I'm still in? Yeah.
And y'all can get mad at me all you want. I don't care. You know I don't care. I haven't cared in years. Princess, I haven't answered your answer there. Princess, will you sleep in a car or would you go with a person that don't want you there for 30 days? I'm trying to figure all of that out.
I'm weak. Okay. Moving right along.
Planes that catching on fire and crashing. To me, it seems like it's the flavor of the month. Unfortunately, this is something that's been trending over the last 2 months, and unfortunately, there's people that's passed away, and our condolences go out to them. The FAA might have to make a drastic decision, and I know they can't do it, but they might have to ground stop a lot of these planes. And let's go back to basics and go back to regular maintenance just to see what's going on with these planes, because it's going to destroy the industry. I saw a TikTok video just yesterday, where it was only white folks on the plane. And the guy was like, I'm the only black guy on the plane because black folks don't want to fly. And speaking of flying, why don't we just put the prayer emojis in the chat room now for our beloved Miss Miko and her husband, Mike, who are flying to Colombia right
Yes, they about to
Let's,
have a time. I wish I could be on that plane.
no, they don't want you there. Um, let's put the prayer emojis in for Mike and Tamiko while they fly. They don't need you as the unofficial guide tourist person. You might be the great turn up, but we can only take you only can take a few hours of city turn up, and then people gonna want to push you away. Trust me. Uh,
Lies.
so in saying all of that, just think about it. It's making news, but it's only a small percentage, or it probably doesn't even hit the percentile of incidents that happen on flights because you got 5 to 10,000 flights every day going around the world. But that don't mean nothing when you're on that flight and something's wrong with the plane. So again, like I said the other day before we move on, we're going to do a short show. We're going to get out of here. I said this. You're sitting there praying on the plane before the plane fly away. You better get specific with your prayers. You better pray that plane is working. You better pray that pilot has some type of mental capacity. You better pray for the maintenance guys on the tarmac that's fueling the plane. You better think about these people because these are the people that really matter. You better pray to God that the electricity works on that plane. There's more prayers right now, guys.
Did the people that went down on the plane not pray? I'm just trying to figure out.
No,
Okay, I'm
they
gonna go.
didn't pray when the plane was going down. They were screaming in horror like a horror flick
But
because
didn't
they
they
thought they
pray?
were gonna die.
Didn't they pray before the plane took off? Were there not some praying souls on them planes before the plane took off?
And
Are prayers enough? I think we need some regulation.
I think I
Listen,
think you're right. I think you're
Boeing
right.
has been the fact that Boeing has been known to be um, a plane manufacturer that seemingly has somewhat of a monopoly on the industry and has they have a documentary on how their regulations have been faulty throughout the years, right? So why are we putting all of our trust in Boeing? And you know the government has their hand in it as well. Like I think we need to start tightening up these regulations around plane manufacturers and look for another manufacturer as well. We need to
Not
get some other people in the game.
Cindy, not only do Cindy, you know what, boy, let's clap for Cindy J. She's on point this morning. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it might be the new fingernail she got over there. Now, you are absolutely right. And whatever you're sipping in that cup of yours is definitely stimulating the brain. Now, let me say this too. I totally agree with you 100%. But we might also have to add on to that. uh, I question, are the prayers working?
No, God is tired. He's sick of
I don't think
Americans.
I don't think the prayers are we prayed out? Did the Trump administration and Elon Musk limit our prayers? Did they fire God and Jesus Christ himself? Are the Because the times that we live in today, maybe Jesus can get fired. I don't know. But the question is, are these prayers really working right now? You want to play?
Sean, stop.
Do we
I'm not
do we do we go solo now?
I'm not messing with these people in the chat room and they
Don't
got
get listen. They're here for it. My whole thing is this.
they are
It's
not here for it.
right now. I got questions. I need answers. I'm a praying guy. Don't get it wrong. My thing is this: we can pray. Are they working? Because you're on the air, you up in the air, and this seems to be a problem every time now. Y'all talk to me and don't be scared. Y'all all going to heaven. Don't worry about it. I've been to hell 17 times. Don't worry about me. I'm just saying this. What's going on?
The prayer emojis ain't working.
Don't say that, City. They're gonna get mad at you. I'm just saying that. Do we need to switch up the prayer? Do there need to be a new prayer? Is there a universal prayer? Is our prayers not working? Who do we talk to amend the prayer? Do we need a biblical scholar to help us? Where's the
Not an
thing?
amended prayer, Sean.
I'm just saying, because a lot of things are dropping out of the sky right now. Weird things are happening. I don't know. What else you got, Cindy? Welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started. Right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show, let's go team with the Queens, SennyJ. Right. Are the prayer mode, what are we to do here to
Um,
protect ourselves from the universe and all this weirdness that's happening? That's why I'm just questioning the prayer. That's all I'm saying. What else you got, Cindy, before we get out of here?
um, the Ontario Premier is threatening to shut off electricity completely for the US if the trade war escalates. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said at a press conference that he would move forward with a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to 3 US states starting on Monday, warning that he will turn off access if the United States adds new tariffs on Canadian goods. If the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut off the electricity completely. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people because it's not the American people who started this trade war. It's one person who's responsible. That's President Trump. He said the 25% surcharge will cost families and businesses in New York, Minnesota, and Michigan around $100 per month to the bills of hardworking Americans. But it would also hurt Canada's energy industry in turn. Canada, which is far more dependent on US exports than America is on Canadian goods, risk plunging into a recession if the trade war escalates. Almost along with his threat to cut off electricity completely, Ford said he may raise the 25% surcharge if the tariffs escalate. Trump has threatened to do just that. On Friday, last Friday, he said he would levy dairy and lumber tariffs on Canada, matching dollar for dollar the duties Canada places on US goods. And Trump also said tariffs on Canada and Mexico could rise from the threatened 25% level if the countries don't make good on their promises to help reduce the amount of fentanyl crossing over the border into America. I can't. It's getting crazy, but the premier, this guy, you guys have Doug Ford. You guys can go listen to his press conference that he gave on Tuesday. He ain't playing around. I like him more than Trudeau.
I do. To our beloved Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario Province in Canada, he don't give a fuck.
He don't.
Shut it off. Shut it off. Shut the power off. Shut it off, Doug. Shut the power. Shut the motherfucking power. Pull the plug. Shut the power off. Shut it off. Shut it off. Get your candle games out. Shut it off. Yo, Doug, I'm with you, bro.
Immediately shut it off.
Shut the power off. Shut it off. Lights out. Pull the plug. Live in your car. You don't give a fuck. Doug Ford, you the real gangster out here. You got power, bro. You a Babylonian. You are from Canada. Shut it off. Shut that motherfucking power off. Put us in the dark, bro. Because you know what? We need to be in the dark. We are obsessed with TikTok. There's narcissism running rapid in this country. Everybody want a fast buck. Nobody cares about each other in America. This place has become a polarized society. We don't give a damn. We don't even let old ladies cross the street in the walkway while we driving cars. Everybody's on child support. This is crazy. Everybody's getting fired in this country. Planes are crashing. Cut the power off, Doug. Because we need a chill pill. We need to be in the dark. Cut it off here right now. Matter of fact, I'm cutting my lights off now. This is for you, baby. Oh,
Mine's is
I'm
off
in,
too.
I'm in the dark, baby. I'm in the dark, Doug. I'm with you. Doug Ford, I just cut all my lights off in here. We don't need the power. I grew up in the Bronx. Every other week, the power was out. Let me
I'm
tell you
weak.
something, Doug. Shut this whole thing down, my friend. We need a chill pill. And all these tariffs, yeah, shut it down. Canadians, put a 75% marker on US goods entering to Canada. Take these US products and wipe them off the shelves. Take the electricity and shut it off. Shut it off. We need to be in the dark anyway. We're misbehaving, Doug. You got the power. You bring Donald Trump to his motherfucking knees. Put us in the dark, baby. I want to be in the dark.
I'm
We don't
weak.
deserve it. We don't deserve it. Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, Canada, put your foot down, bro. Cut the power the fuck off. Cut it off, baby. Cut it off. We don't deserve light. We don't
Stop.
deserve it. None of
I
us. We don't deserve none of this. Cut it off, baby. Doug Ford, you the true gangster right now. I'll yield my time. We cut my lights back on.
No, it's a shame because Minnesota, Michigan, New York, those are all red states. I mean, blue states. You know what I mean?
I don't care.
So it sucks that the people that didn't vote for this, we're, the ones that are suffering, of course. But we'll see what Trump is going to do, how he reacts to that, because he don't care. Because Doug said, he said, we're going to raise tariffs and have this electricity issue until there are no tariffs and there is no threat of tariffs again. Like, that's what I loved about it. Because he was like, because that's what Mexico, I think, did. They he threatened tariffs and then they, came and talked and then he's still doing it. You know what I mean? So
Listen, everybody in the chat room talk about it doesn't affect Pennsylvania. I don't care. I want it to affect Pennsylvania. Forget about New York and Wisconsin, all these few states that the grid is we're receiving the power from Canada. I say shut it all down. We don't deserve power.
I'm weak.
We don't deserve it. We don't. We put ourselves in this because 60% of the Latino folks voted for Donald Trump. What the fuck was wrong with y'all? 92% of black folks voted for Democrat, and white women followed their husbands down that path of getting fired from their jobs and purchasing Teslas because they voted for Donald Trump. This is what we get. This is what we get. Shut the whole thing down. Get your candle game up. Doug Ford, you are the true gangster in this whole situation. Shut it down. We don't deserve electricity. We don't deserve it. None of us. Cindy, uh, thank you so much. Oh, one quick announcement. Remember when I told you guys within the springtime, we were bringing the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Teams live? Well, we're doing it. I will give the date next week. Within the next 90 days, we're bringing the Shawn Harvey Morning Show to the Wake Up Team. That's with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko live to Comedy in Harlem, where we're going to sit there and we're going to get on stage live and we're going to do our thing like we do. And we want all you guys in the New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, wherever y'all are area,
not Connecticut,
to come on down to Comedy in Harlem, which, by the way, is a Black-owned club. You already know I praise them. We would love, I'm going to give you guys enough time. We would love for you guys to sit with us live with the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team live podcast live in New York City, in Harlem. That date is coming. I should have the date by next week. I'm talking to Jamie today, but it would be in the next 60 days to 70 days. If the weather will be nice and clear, It might be an after work Thursday or early Saturday. I need everyone who participates in the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team to be in the building for our live podcast. We have a mix and mingle, and we also have an after party. So come and see us live, Paulie. The Queen SennyJ, the Queen Miss Miko, and your favorite Uncle Harvey live, Tommy in Harlem. And every time we've done a live podcast performance, we've always sold it out. And this is our mission statement. Pricing, food, and all of that is available. Merch should be there. And this sustains our show where it keeps us going each and every day. And then we do one in the state of Pennsylvania, and we're moving around with the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. First stop is home. Tommy in Harlem. Need everybody in the building. SennyJ live. Let's give a round of applause for that. Who doesn't want to see SennyJ live in person?
I know you lying.
Miss Miko live in person. Us doing our thing. And your favorite Uncle Harvey over here, the Catalyst, in person live. Get dressed up. We're going to have vendors in the building. DJ Hot supposed to be there. Got another guest DJ as well. Already got that lined up. And come on out. It'll be either Thursday after work or early Saturday show, maybe like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where we can switch that up into a day party. Come on and join us. The Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team live doing our podcast at Comedy in Harlem. Senny, you have the last word, and God bless. And before you give me the last word, can I say one more thing?
Wow.
Shut the motherfucking power off. Go ahead, Senny.
Yeah, I'm with Shawn. Shut the power off. No, shut it off.
Senny, hashtag Doug Ford.
For real. Doug Ford is the truth.
So you got the last word.
Nothing. Love you guys. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. See you later. Bye.
Okay, guys, God bless you. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We see you guys. My phone is ringing already about tomorrow night's show. If you're in the Allentown, Eastern Pennsylvania, Pocono area, come on down. LaShawn Oliver, come on down. Come on down tomorrow if you're not doing nothing. I got you on the guest list. LaShawn Oliver, come on down. Cindy, if you're not doing nothing tomorrow, come on down to the Jetport and hang out with us. And we truly appreciate you. So God bless you guys. Be safe. Have a great weekend. And we see you guys on Monday. I want to see the hearts in the chat room. Natalie Wright, I need you at the live podcast. Dwayne, the DJ Tour Guy, Dwayne Stanton Holmes, I need you there. D-Lo, I need your brother back. Naromo, you might need to make a trip back to NYC. Princess, bring the whole squad guys down. If you quad guys down, please. If you don't mind, Sister Soldier, we need you to make that trip down to New York. We need everyone in the building. Vanetta George, Lynette Serrano, y'all come on out. Shawn Harvey Morning Show features Wake Up Team live podcast. Tommy in Harlem. Okay, we are out of here. God bless. See y'all later.